Alex's stomach flipped. That's from tonight. The TV crackled again. The picture glitched. On the fifth loop, Jess's face didn't smile. She turned slowly toward the camera, her mouth opening far too wide. Static swallowed the screen. The lamps flickered. Shadows writhed across the walls, stretching like ink in water. The whisper rose, layered, closer now. Let me in. Let me in. The couch shuddered. Alex's beam whipped toward it. Just as the cushion split open, fabric tearing, stuffing spilling. A pale arm forced its way out, grasping the air. Cody screamed. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Another hand burst through the carpet. Fingers clawed up between the fibers, nails ripping free. Alex backed toward the TV, flashlight jerking wildly. We have to move. Cody grabbed the coffee table, flipping it toward the couch. Where? Every door just leads to more doors. The TV hissed. The static cleared. Jess's face filled the screen again, but not like before. Her eyes were wild, frantic, lips moving fast. Her voice cut through the static. Don't stop filming. Don't give it what it wants. The screen warped, bulged outward, glass bending. Then it shattered. The room plunged into darkness. Alex hit the ground hard, hands covering his face. The GoPro against his chest beeped, lens cracked but still blinking. He dragged the flashlight up, sweeping the beam. The living room was gone. They were in the kitchen now. Yellow linoleum peeled underfoot. Water dripping steadily from a broken faucet. The walls were stained with grease, cupboards hanging loose. Cody sat slumped against the counter, knife limp in his hand. He was pale, shaking. Jess, Alex panted. She was on the TV. She said, don't give it what it wants. Cody rubbed his face hard. And what the hell does it want? The whisper answered, curling under the words. Audience. A slam cut the air. Every cupboard door flew open at once. Pots and pans clattered to the floor, rolling. Plates cracked. Silverware spilled, clinking like rain. Then, slowly, the cutlery began to move. Knives dragged across the linoleum. Forks twisted, scraping, forming words. Let me in. Cody scrambled up, panic rising. Nope, not sticking around for this. Alex grabbed his arm. Wait, look. At the far end of the kitchen, the back door stood ajar. A sliver of night showed through. A backyard. A wooden fence. The real world. Freedom. They bolted. Cody reached the door first, yanking it open. Cold air rushed in, smelling of wet grass. He stumbled out, sucking in huge breaths. Alex followed, a flashlight beam sweeping the yard. Patchy grass. Rusted swing set. A doghouse collapsed in the corner. Stars hung overhead, bright and endless. For a heartbeat, relief flooded him. Then the stars flickered, like dead pixels. The night sky bent, warped, then shattered, splintering like glass. Behind it was black, endless, hungry. The backyard dissolved. The grass curled inward like burned paper, the fence folding in on itself. Cody screamed, It's not real. None of it's real. The ground dropped away, and they were falling again. This time, Alex landed in water. Ice cold, swallowing him whole. He thrashed, bubbles bursting from his nose, chest seizing. The flashlight tumbled from his hand, beams slicing the dark water. Shapes drifted around him, pale bodies, hair streaming, mouths open in endless whispers. Hands brushed his legs, his arms, his throat. Let me in. He clawed upward, lungs burning. His head broke the surface with a gasp. He was in a flooded basement. Water lapped at the ceiling, only a foot of breathing room. Mold-black beams loomed overhead. Cody surfaced nearby, coughing, knife gone. I can't. Oh God, I can't. Swim. Alex choked out. The water surged, pushing them. Something massive shifted below, unseen. A current dragged Alex forward, slamming him into a wall. His shoulder cracked against cement. His GoPro light blinked, still filming. And from beneath the surface, dozens of eyes glowed. Watching, waiting. The current forced them toward a stairwell, water rushing like a tide. They clawed their way up, slipping on algae-slick steps, until they burst into another hallway. Water poured after them, flooding the carpet. They collapsed, heaving. Alex rolled onto his back, staring at the ceiling. It's never gonna end. Cody sat beside him, trembling. Jess said, "Don't give it what it wants." "But it already has it, man. We're its live stream." Alex touched the cracked GoPro while rising. "Then we cut off." Cody blinked at him. "What?" Alex's voice shook, but the words came steady. "We kill the feed. Smash the cameras. Starve it." The whispers surged, furious now, shaking the walls. "Let me in. Let me in. Let me in." Doors burst open down the hall, wind screaming through. Figures spilled out, pale, jerking, mouths gaping, and leading them Matt, neck bent, grin splitting his face. Cody scrambled back, voice breaking. "We're dead. We're dead." Alex ripped the GoPro from his chest. He raised it high and smashed it against the floor. The light went out. Everything went black. Chapter 6, Dead Channel. Jess ran. Her sneakers slapped against the carpet, over and over, but she wasn't moving forward. The hallway stretched forever. Every door she passed looked the same. White paint, brass knobs, faint stains like water damage bleeding upward. Her breath tore out of her throat, chest hitching. "Alex, Cody, Matt." Her voice died in the distance. The air ate sound here. Her camera's light flickered, stuttering. She slapped the side, desperate to keep it alive. The beam cut through the dark, catching glimpses, picture frames on the walls, warped photos inside them. Faces blurred, stretched, eyes blacked out. She kept running until her legs buckled. Her knees hit the carpet hard. That was when the whisper slid into her ear. "Don't stop filming." She whipped the camera up. "Who's there?" No answer. Just static bleeding into the audio track, filling her headphones with white noise, though she wasn't wearing any. She stumbled into a room without realizing she'd crossed a threshold. It was a bedroom, child-sized, cartoon rocket ships on the wallpaper, a twin bed with crumpled Spider-Man sheets, toys scattered across the floor, action figures, a plastic fire truck, a box of Legos overturned like guts. The air was freezing. Her breath misted in front of her. The closet door creaked open. Jess raised the camera, light fixed on the black gap. "Stay back. I'm warning you." Something moved inside. Small, crawling. Then it spoke in a child's voice. "We were waiting for you." Jess staggered back, hitting the bed. The camera shook in her hands. "No, no, no, no." A little boy stepped out, or what was left of one. His pajamas were damp, mottled with mold. His skin was translucent, veins crawling beneath like worms. His face. It wasn't right. No mouth. Just smooth flesh where lips should have been. The words came again, though his face didn't move. "We're hungry." Behind him, more shapes pushed out of the closet. Dozens. Kids with blank faces, swollen eyes, limbs bending wrong. Their heads twitched as though they were buffering. Jess screamed and bolted for the door. She sprinted down another hall, different this time. Hardwood floors, peeling wallpaper. Her camera beeped, low battery. She ignored it, shoved open a door, and found herself in a kitchen. Same yellow linoleum, same dripping faucet, but she wasn't alone. Alex and Cody were there, collapsed on the floor, soaked, breathing ragged. Jess nearly sobbed with relief. "Oh my God, Alex! Cody!" Their heads snapped toward her. For a moment, their faces weren't theirs. The skin sloughed, revealing pale, eyeless grins beneath. Then it blinked away, and they were just Alex and Cody again, staring at her like she was a ghost. Cody pushed himself up on shaky arms. "Jess, you're alive." Jess dropped beside them, hugging them both before she could stop herself. "I thought I lost you." Alex didn't hug back. His hands clutched something shattered. The GoPro, its lens cracked, red light dead. "We killed the feed," he said flatly. Jess frowned. "What?" Alex's eyes darted. "It wanted us filming. It wanted us to be its channel. I smashed it." The overhead light buzzed, flickered. The whisper rose instantly, furious now. "Let me in." The walls shook. Ceiling tiles rained down. Jess gripped Alex's wrist. "You shouldn't have done that." The floor split. The kitchen folded in on itself like paper, tearing at the seams. They dropped again, this time onto a street. Suburban. Rows of houses under orange sodium lamps. Quiet. Too quiet. Jess looked around in horror. No way. No way we're outside. Cody laughed bitterly. We're not. It's another set. Look, he pointed. Every house was the same. Identical. Beige siding. White garage door. Same dented mailbox. Same porch light buzzing. Alex clutched his head. It's looping. We're rats in its maze. The streetlights buzzed louder. At the end of the block, a figure appeared. Matt, still grinning. Neck still bent at that impossible angle. But now he was holding camera and pointing it at them. The ground trembled. Streetlights flickered off, one by one, plunging the block into shadow. Matt's camera light was the only glow, painting them in stark white. He raised his free hand and beckoned. The whisper thundered. Audience. Jess staggered back. It wants us to watch. That's all it wants. It wants us to be the show. Cody shouted. Then we don't give it that. We don't play. But Alex stared at Matt, frozen. His lips trembled. What if that's the only way out? What if we film? Jess spun on him, furious. Are you insane? That's what it wants. The ground cracked open, asphalt splitting. Hands clawed up through the gaps. Bloated gray, dragging themselves free. Dozens, then hundreds, all with cameras grafted to their faces. The crowd rose around them, chanting in static. Subscribe. 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 Jess dragged Alex and Cody toward the nearest house. Inside, now, they stumbled up the identical porch, slamming through the identical door. Inside was another living room, but this one was filled with old CRT televisions, stacked floor to ceiling, humming, each showing footage of them. Every mistake, every laugh, every fake ghost bit from their channel's history. Hundreds of screens looping their worst jokes, their dumbest stunts. Cody swore under his breath. It's been watching us forever. One TV fizzled, switching to a live feed. Them. Right now. In this room. Cameras circling them like vultures. Jess's blood went cold. We're not filming anymore. How is it still? Alex's face twisted. Because we're the cameras now. The walls rippled. Their reflections in the TV screens didn't match their movements anymore. Jess's reflection turned and smiled at her, and then it stepped out of the glass. The doppelgangers poured free. Static bled from their mouths. Faces warped caricatures of the real crew. Jess's twin had too many teeth. Cody's twin had a hole where his chest should be. Alex's twin was eyeless, but the sockets glowed with red LEDs. They advanced, jerking with lag motions, as if running on bad frame rates. Jess screamed, swinging her camera like a weapon. The light cracked a screen, sparks spraying. Cody grabbed a busted chair leg and swung wildly, smashing another TV. But for every screen they broke, two more lit up. The room pulsed, screens buzzing louder, drowning their screams. And over it all, the voice. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Alex dropped to his knees, clutching his head. It won't stop. It's inside already. Jess shook him hard. No. Fight it. Don't give it what it wants. Cody's arm swung, smashing another screen. Then what the hell doesn't it want? The walls cracked, wires spilling like veins. The doppelgangers lunged, and then every screen went black at once. Silence. Jissis Yehon. Her chest heaved. The room was dark. Alex raised his head slowly. What just happened? Cody whispered, did we win? A single screen lit up. On it, they saw themselves sitting on the floor, exhausted, bleeding, eyes hollow. But behind them, in the footage, something moved. Something huge. Something with too many limbs. The camera panned closer, as though controlled by unseen hands. The last words filled the dark. Next episode. Chapter 7. Season finale. The screen blinked black. For half a second, there was silence. Then the walls inhaled. The whole room seemed to swell, wood and plaster bowing inward like lungs filling. The smell of rot and mildew deepened, thick enough to choke on. Jess gagged, clutching her nose. The house, so God, it's breathing. Alex stumbled to his feet, staring at the walls as they exhaled, dust puffing from the cracks like spores. Cody backed toward the door. We're not in a house anymore. We're inside it. They bolted, slamming through the door into a hallway that stretched, then buckled. The wallpaper bubbled, flesh pink beneath its peeling layers. Each step sank, the carpet squelching wetly. Jess's shoe stuck. She yanked it free with a sickening suction sound, leaving a bloody print behind. The house groaned again, low, guttural like a throat clearing. From somewhere far away, an audience roared. Not cheers, not laughter, just static applause, waves of white noise crashing down corridors. J'espune, paniquet. It's watching us, still watching. Alex's face was pale, sweat plastering his hair to his forehead. We're not filming anymore. There's no camera. Cody barked a laugh that sounded too close to sobbing. Doesn't need one. We're in the feed now. They crashed into another room. An endless dining hall. A long table stretched farther than sight. Plates and glasses set neatly. Each plate held something gray, pulsating faintly. As they moved closer, the objects quivered, sprouting little limbs. Tiny arms, tiny mouths. Jess recoiled. Are those our episodes? Alex whispered, staring in horror. It's feeding itself with us. He reached toward one trembling mass, morbid curiosity outweighing fear. It opened its mouth and screamed his voice back at him. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ghost Getters. The sound was shrill, warped, repeating the same intro line they'd filmed 100 times. All along the table, the other lumps woke up. 1,000 mouths screamed their channel's catchphrases, jokes, and laughs. The dining hall became a deafening chorus of their own voices, their whole career chewed up and vomited back at them. Jess slammed her hands over her ears. Make it stop. The table split down the middle, the voices harmonizing into one word. Live. The floor tilted. Plates slid, crashing. The whole table split in two, collapsing downward into a gaping chasm that pulsed with red light. Cody grabbed Jess's arm, hauling her away from the edge. Move. Now. Alex didn't move. He stared into the abyss, lips trembling, as if hypnotized. Jess screamed at him. Alex, don't. Too late. Something rose from the pit. Not a hand. Not even human. A tripod leg, black and slick, cables writhing like veins. At the top was no camera, benign, huge, bloodshot, its iris a spinning record of static. It focused on Alex, and Alex smiled, like Matt had. Jess lunged forward, tackling him to the ground just as the tripod eye lashed out, missing by inches. It cracked the table in half, splinters raining like shrapnel. Cody swung the chair leg he'd been carrying, slamming it against the tripod. Sparks spat, but it only twitched and adjusted, the eye narrowing in fury. The audience's static applause rose to a frenzy. Jess dragged Alex toward the door, screaming over the noise. Snap out of it. It's trying to pull you in. Alex's pupils rolled, unfocused. His mouth moved, whispering, it needs a host. Someone to hold the camera. Jess slapped him hard across the face. That's not you. That's not us. For a moment, he blinked. His lips trembled. Then the floor bucked, throwing all three of them across the room. They scrambled into another hallway, narrower this time, the ceiling dripping condensation. Fluorescent lights flickered above, humming. Every few feet, the bulbs blew out with sharp cracks, showering them with glass. Jess was shaking. It wants us to split. It wants one of us to give in. Cody's face was tight with fury. Then we stick together, no matter what. We don't let pick us off. Alex groaned, staggering upright. His face was pale, nose bleeding from the fall. And if it already has one of us. Jess froze, staring at him. Don't say that. Alex didn't look at her. He was staring past her, down the hall. At Matt. He was there again. Same broken neck. Same grin. Same camera in his hands. Only this time, there was no pretending it was Matt anymore. The skin of his face rippled like bad reception. His smile stretched wider than a skull should allow. His camera lens bled, dripping black fluid onto the floor. And behind him, the walls opened like curtains. The real thing leaned forward. It was all tripods and eyes. Thousands of them. Cables dangling like intestines. The bulk of it was impossible to measure, a mass too big to exist inside a house. Jess's chest locked. That's the director. The whisper boomed directly into their skulls. Season. Final. The hallway snapped shut behind them, locking them in. Matt, or the thing inside him, stepped closer, camera raised. Smile, it said, though its lips didn't move. The red recording light blinked on. Cody roared, charging forward with the chair leg raised like a weapon. He swung at full force at the lens. The chair leg passed through like smoke. Matt's grin widened. Cody froze. His chest convulsed. Then his eyes bled static. Jess screamed, grabbing him, shaking him, but his mouth opened and white noise poured out. He dropped the chair leg. His hands rose automatically, miming a camera, framing Jess in invisible borders. Cody, no, don't. The whisper coiled in her skull. Cast changes. Ratings rise. Alex dragged Jess backward, both of them sobbing as Cody staggered toward them, empty-eyed. We can't fight it, Alex said, voice cracking. We can't stop it. The only way out is... Don't you dare, Jess snapped. Don't say film. Don't say it. But Alex's tears were wild, hysterical. It's what it wants. If we give it what it wants, maybe it lets us go. Jess's whole body shook. Or it keeps us forever. Like Matt. Like Cody. Cody lunged. His hands clawed at Jess's camera, jerking it up. The lens clicked on automatically. Jess stared into the screen. And there, reflected back, was not her face, but something vast and grinning, pressing against the edges of the frame. It whispered, Roll credits. Chapter 8. Roll credits. The camera's red light burned into Jess's retinas. Her own reflection stared back at her from the screen. Only it wasn't her. Its face was stretched, mouth too wide, eyes black pools swallowing the frame. A parody of her, grinning like she was in on the joke. The whisper pressed down from the ceiling, vibrating the walls, the floor, her bones. Roll. Credits. Jess tore her gaze away, stumbling backward, knocking into Alex. Don't look, she cried, shoving the camera away. Don't let it in. But Cody was still coming, arms outstretched, camera locked in his eyeless stare. Static dribbled from his mouth, dripping down his chin like foam. Matt stood behind him, his broken neck twitching in bursts of static, lens bleeding down his chest. The audience roared in invisible seats. Their applause was a crashing surf of white noise. Alex grabbed Jess's arm, dragging her toward the only door left. They shoved it open and found themselves back in the living room. Only it wasn't a living room anymore. The couches were teeth. The walls were curtains of wet, breathing flesh. The ceiling rippled with glowing exit signs, blinking in time with a heartbeat. In the center of the room, a single chair sat beneath a spotlight. A director's chair. Jess froze. On its back, stitched in glistening red thread. Host. Alex's hand crushed hers. His nails dug into her skin. It's choosing one of us. Jess's throat locked. No, we're not playing. The whisper drowned out her pulse. Someone must sit. The show goes on. Matt and Cody stepped into the room behind them, hurting them forward. Jess's heart thundered. Alex, don't even think about it. But Alex was staring at the chair like a starving man staring at food. His chest heaved, tears streaking down his face. I can't fight it anymore, he whispered. It wants a host. If I sit, maybe it lets you go. Jess grabbed his shoulders, shaking him hard. That's what it wants you to think. It doesn't let go. It feeds. Alex's lips trembled. His eyes darted to the shadows where Cody and Matt loomed, grinning. Then what do we do? Jess's stomach churned. We burn it. The thing laughed in their skulls. Burn it? You made it. You fed it. You gave it life. The spotlight swiveled, fixing on Jess. Her breath hitched. The entity whispered again. You were the star all along. The chair's fabric shimmered. A monitor flickered to life across its backrest, replaying every clip of Jess laughing, screaming, leading the channel. Her face on an endless loop. Her jokes, her shrieks, her catchphrases. Every second of Ghost Getters burned into the walls, plastering the house with endless Jesses, flickering frames playing her image until the air itself vibrated. Alex clutched her wrist. It's you at once. Jess's eyes filled. Then we end it here. She yanked the camera from Cody's limp grip, the plastic hot in her hands like it had a pulse. The red light blinked at her. Smile. It whispered in her voice. Jess screamed and smashed it against the floor. The lens cracked. The house shrieked. The walls convulsed, ripping open. Cables burst from the ceiling like veins, thrashing wildly. Matt and Cody spasmed, static howling from their throats, their faces glitching in and out like corrupted files. The spotlight flickered, dimmed, then roared back brighter. The chair didn't vanish. It multiplied. Dozens of directors' chairs unfolded from the floor, filling the room. Every backrest stitched with the word host. The applause became a hurricane. The air vibrated, shaking her ribs. Jess's ears bled. Her nose dripped red. Alex dropped to his knees, clutching his head. It won't stop. It won't stop. Jess stumbled, grabbing him, dragging him to his feet. We have one option, she gasped. We don't sit. We don't film. We kill the stage. Ow, Alex choked. Jess raised the broken, sparking camera, its guts spilling wires. She held it to her chest. If the feed dies, it dies. The house roared in fury, but Jess was already moving. She sprinted toward the nearest wall of breathing flesh, dragging the sparking camera with her. The static eyes shrieked. Cables lashed out, trying to yank it from her hands. Jess screamed back, plunging the broken camera deep into the wall. Sparks exploded. The house convulsed violently, the floor bucking like a ship in a storm. Matt shrieked, his voice splitting into dozens. Cody collapsed, twitching, mouth still spewing static. Alex lunged, wrapping his arms around Jess, shielding her from falling debris. The spotlight shattered. The chairs collapsed into nothing. For the first time, silence. Jess opened her eyes. The house was gone. She was standing in an empty cul-de-sac in Sacramento. The night was still. The street lamps buzzed softly. Alex was beside her, coughing alive. Her hands were empty. No camera. No blood. Her chest heaved. It's over, she whispered. We killed it. Alex laughed, breathless, disbelieving. We actually... A phone buzzed in Jess's pocket. Her stomach dropped. She pulled it out with trembling hands. The screen glowed. Live. 12,947 watching now. And on the stream, her face. Not live, not recorded, but smiling. Smiling too wide. The applause roared again, spilling from the phone speaker. Alex backed away, shaking his head, eyes wide with horror. No, yes. She dropped the phone. It hit the pavement, screen cracking, but the stream kept playing. The static voice whispered through every streetlight, every hum of electricity around them. Thank you for watching. The houses lining the cul-de-sac lit up one by one. In every glowing window, audiences, endless, faceless silhouettes, clapping in unison. Jess screamed, clutching her head. The applause didn't stop. It would never stop. They hadn't destroyed the feed. They'd spread it. Final frame. A camera's viewfinder. Focus tightening. Jess's face filling the shot, pale and tear-streaked. She whispers one final line, her voice breaking. Smash that like button. The red light blinks. Roll credits.